Good morning, children. So let's continue with the chapter the Adventures of Toto. So here we have looked at how the grandfather just went to Saharanpur to get his pension, and he just took Toto with him in a bag, in a canvas bag. Toto remained in the bag as far as Saharanpur. But while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. Grin means GRIN. Grin means to laugh, to show teeth. So what happened? Toto remained in the bag only, and when the grandfather was just at the railway station to get the ticket at that time, Toto just poked his head out of the bag, and he had given a grin or smile to the collector, to the ticket collector. The poor man was taken aback. Poor man means here the ticket collector was taken aback. Taken aback means was shocked. But with great presence of mind and much to grandfather's annoyance, he said, "Sir, you have a dog with you. You will have to pay for it accordingly." So the ticket collector thought that grandfather had a dog in the bag. So he told him that as you have a dog, you have to pay for the animal. In vain did grandfather take Toto out of the bag. In vain did he try to prove that a monkey did not qualify as a dog or even as a quadruped. Toto was classified a dog by the ticket collector, and 3 rupees was the sum handed over as his fare. So he just says the grandfather tried to convince the ticket collector that he had monkey but not a dog, but it was in vain, and for this he had to pay 3 rupees. Then grandfather, just to get his own back, took from his pocket our pet tortoise and said, "What must I pay for this, since you charge for all animals?" The ticket collector looked closely at the tortoise. Prodate it. Prodate it means to push something or someone with your finger or a pointed object. Prodate means to push something or someone with your finger or a pointed object. With his forefinger, gave grandfather a pleased and triumphant look and said, "No charge, it is not a dog." Okay. So grandfather, to get his own back, what he told, that to just make him clarify that he was right, he just took out tortoise and he just told that he has tortoise also. And as the ticket collector was just charging for all animals, he asked for the fare of tortoise. So the ticket collector just pushed or protruded the tortoise with his forefinger, and with a very pleasing smile he told that there is no charge for tortoise because it is not a dog. When Toto was finally accepted by grandmother, he was taken a comfortable home in the stable, where he had for a companion the family donkey Nana. So afterwards, grandmother was she had become comfortable with Toto, and now Toto had become a part of the zoo. So he was given a comfortable home in the stable with donkey, and the name of the donkey is Nana. On Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. To his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. So, the first night, grandfather just went to the stable to see whether Toto was comfortable or not. So, what he saw there, To his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause, pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. Grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches and she jerked back, dragging Toto with her. He had fastened on to her long ears with his sharp little teeth. So what happened? What grandfather just noticed that Toto was just creating problem for Nana, okay, and that's why what he saw that he had fastened on to her long ears, that he had just fastened his long ears with his sharp teeth. So he just come to know that Toto and Nana can never become friends. Toto and Nana never became friends. A great treat for Toto during cold winter evenings was the large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. So what happened? Grandfather just took Toto to home, and during winters, it was a really great pleasure for Toto to have a bath in the warm water which was given by grandmother. He would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath, first one foot, then the other, as he had seen me doing, until he was into the water up to his neck. So Toto was really very clever. He didn't jump into the water, but very cunningly first he tests the temperature whether the water is okay or not. So what he did first he just put his hand, then he gradually step into the bath. First he has put his hand, and then first foot, and then another, and slowly he just went into the water up to his neck, as because he had seen the author doing like this, that how the author used to just test the temperature of the water and how he slowly goes into the water tub. In the same way he also did it. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hands or feet and rub himself all over. And once he had become the comfortable, he would just take the soap in his hands or feet and he rub all over the body. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. And he says that yes, when the water becomes cold, okay, he used to go directly to the kitchen fire to dry himself, to make himself warm. If anyone laughed at him during this performance, Toto's feelings would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. One, okay, so he don't like, and if anyone would laugh, then he felt very insulted, and he never used to go to bath. He refused to go to bath. One day, Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. So what happened? One day he had just boiled himself. Something had happened and he boiled it. What happened? Let's see. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea. And Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got it he got in with his head sticking out from the open kettle. This was just fine for a while, until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. He continued hopping up and down for some time until grandmother arrived and hauled him, means drag him, half boiled out of the kettle. So what happens once a large kitchen kettle was just left on the fire to boil, okay, for the tea. At that time he don't have any work, so he thought to jump into the kettle. So what he did, he just jumped into, and he find that the that water was okay or lukewarm. But suddenly the water started heating up, and Toto just wanted to come out of the kettle, but it was difficult for him. So he tried to hop up and down until the grandmother she came, and then she had just dragged him out of the kettle. Till then he was in the kettle and he was literally half boiled. If there is a part of the brain specially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed in Toto. He was almost tearing things to pieces whenever one of my aunts came near him. He made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. He says that really Toto was really very mischievous animal. Once, when the author's aunt, one of the aunt, just came near Toto, she at that time Toto just make a hole in her dress. One day at kitchen time, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. My grandmother screamed and Toto threw a plate at her. So one day what happened, grandmother, she has prepared pulao and she had just kept in the center of the dining table. Toto entered and he just started eating the rice.